Welcome to Timberwolf Treasures. Welcome to Timberwolf Treasures. Yeah.
Welcome to Timberwolf Treasures. This is Colleen. Thank you very much for stopping by and checking out this new video. We're going to be using UV resin, and we're going to try a little experiment to see which you like better, glitter as a background or gemstones. This time I'm going to be using chips of garnet. So here's the very sparkly glitter, the blue. It's very nice. I like that color. And then little chips of garnet. Everything on here except for the UV resin and my curing lamp have all been purchased from Temu. So if you're looking for a new hobby to do on a budget, this is everything on here is cost effective, just to give you an idea. So the first thing you do is put your rubber gloves on. You can do, it's an amazing hobby, you can do all sorts of things, but you need to keep yourself safe. So let's start by putting those gloves on so we're not getting the actual resin on your skin. So I'm going to be using Let's Resin today. It's a great product, the UV resin. I've been using it for a couple of years now. I've got no complaints. So I've got my charms. We're going to use the same charm in two different designs. So you got to figure out which one you like the way it looks best in. Which does it fit nicely? So I made my decision. We're going to be doing the circle and the rectangle. There's all sorts of options on this mold, but those are the ones I chose for this one. So I always like to have a smooth finish on the top of my necklaces because you are in this mold, or today, I'm working upside down. So the very bottom is going to be the top of the necklace. So I like to have a clean finish on it. So I always put a thin layer of UV resin on the bottom. It'll cure. Everything will be done on steps today. I'll walk you through it. You take your long neck lighter and get rid of any bubbles that are in there and make sure it looks all clear. And I just want to make sure it's covering the entire bottom because this is kind of like your top coat. And if you see any spots, specks, this is the time, as you can see, to get rid of it. It's always good to have paper towels and baby wipes available for when you're working on resin to try to keep them everything as clean as you can. So the first layer we're going to be putting in, now that I've got a full layer on the bottom, I'm going to be curing that with my Let's Resin UV light. This one's a great one. I've been using it for a little while now. You can set it to 2, 3, or 5 minutes, whatever you need. As we're doing several different layers on this one, you don't need the full 5 minutes. I just put it on for a little bit of time to get things solid to start with. Okay, so now we're going to be putting the charms on because that's the next layer. So I'm going to put a little bit of UV resin in because that's what's going to help us stick it into spot. And we're doing both at the same time. You can see me putting a little bit of UV resin on both sides. And then it's time to figure out where you're going to be putting it. And you can adjust it a little bit. Just figure out where you want it to sit. I find it handy to have a little handheld torch because sometimes if you're working with charms like I am here, they like to move, they have a little mind of their own, and they like to move around. So if you want to keep them from moving, I have just a little handheld torch that you will see here. It's a UV torch, and it will help me cure it entirely. No, not really. I just use it to zap it into place so that I can get it where I want it to be sitting. And there's the torch, and it's just going to kind of freeze it in spot. We'll still do a full cure, but it's good. I like to have things where I intended them sometimes using resin. Words are good. Some days. You can, sometimes you're more creative, just let it go as you want. Sometimes you want to make sure things are actually sitting exactly where you're from. This mold I did get off of Temu. You can get it from Temu or Amazon. As you can see, it has been used a lot. I have used it for many, many, many projects. Some of them are worth getting. They may be a little bit more expensive, but it's an investment piece for your craft. But as I said, you can get it off of both Amazon or Temu. So this is not necessarily a very, very expensive project to do today, because the charm, the glitter, the rock chips, the necklace, the bail, all that's from Temu. It's more cost effective. But if you are interested in higher end stuff, really the options are limitless. You can do whatever you like. And now here's some white pigment powder. I also got that from Temu. I have got other ones from Amazon, but today's video is to show people that you can make amazing creative things without blowing the budget. This is a great hobby if you want to make presents for your friends, your family, make jewelry for yourself, for your loved ones, or as I do, I do give them out to family, friends, and co-workers, but I take part in markets. I do mostly Christmas markets this year due to other situations that are going on, but I will show you by the end of this what this will look like to go onto the table at a Christmas market, which could be a spring market, any kind. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop me a line. I have no problems answering any questions. So I've got the layer with the charms cured. So now we're going to get the white out of the way. We don't want it to cure ahead of time. And it's time to put our glitter and our gemstone chips into the mold. So we're going to put a thin layer in, and then it's time to put we're going to start with the gemstones. Like, these are garnet chips. They're from Temu. I think they're very pretty. Like, they have wonderful color to them. And you really, if you get a little bag, you can make it's up to you. You can put them all in one necklace. You could put them in 5, 6, 7, 10 necklaces. So I just filled it up. What I felt, there was a good collection of them in it. And I'm just making sure everything is covered, at least the majority of it is covered by the clear UV resin. So since we're curing both at the same time, I'm going to be putting some of the glitter or sparkle. Anyone who's done anything with glitter, they know, first of all, it's going to go everywhere, and a little goes a long way. So you could see me barely tipping it out, and all of it comes rolling out. So there's a lot of amazing results, but it's just like if you ever, as a younger person, use glitter on your face, it's going to be everywhere. But you know what? I like the results. To me, it's worth it. It's up to you. Are you going to do gemstones? Are you going to do charms? There's mica powders. There's endless opportunities and lots of different people to watch the videos. So I cure from the top, and then I flip it over like you see here, and I cure from the bottom because I want to make sure it's cured on all the way through. We've done several layers, and now we're doing our final layer. And I'm using this white just to make the colors. To me, it makes them pop. You can do any color you want. Technically, you don't even have to do a final layer. It's just my preference, and it would be yours too. Do you want to do the extra layer to make it look like it has make the colors pop and have the white on the background? Up to you, because everything in here is 100%. It is your creativity, and once you get going on it and actually start trying, and okay, well, I like the charms, or well, what else can I put in? Can I put dry flowers in it? How about gemstones? Like, the options are actually limitless. And when I first started, I wasn't too sure what I was doing. And you start, of course, you use your UV, you use your long neck lighter again. Let's get rid of those bubbles. But you grow, and you don't only grow as your techniques and your knowledge, but your creativity. And it's a great way to de-stress. Like, I find, still use your PPE, keep yourself safe, but let's just, after a long day's work, let's just go make a couple necklaces and de-stress. And I like working throughout the year and then be ready for the Christmas markets, so I don't have to worry about, I gotta make 30 necklaces tomorrow. Well, no, I'm gonna make a little bit here, a little bit there, and here's the first one out. The gemstone with the garnet on it, well, that's quite pretty. And there's sparkles still everywhere. it is what it is. And now let's check out the sparkle necklace. And isn't that pretty? I love the colors on that. I love how the colors just pop. I use white on the back of a lot of the glitter ones because it just brings the colors forward. And then really you could wear that necklace, once it is a necklace, with anything because the color behind it. If you wear it with black, you're still going to have your color popping. And that is, of course, 100% up to you. So now we're going to, I'm even using the same bales, got those off of Temu too, and a couple silver necklaces. So we're really going to, other than the size, the only thing that's, one's a circle, one's a rectangle. The only other difference is one's glitter, one's a gemstone. Let's see what you prefer. Want to thank everyone for taking the time out of their day to watch this video that I created. I do appreciate you 100%. I feel very blessed that you would spend the time to come and see my creations. Now we're going to start putting them into necklaces. I like to clean them up. I like to make sure they're smooth. You don't want to sell something with a jagged edge or with a little bump. So I just take the deburring tool and just go around the outside. Doesn't take much. And if you're concerned about your hands, I do have tremors in my hands. I can still do this. It doesn't take a lot of strength. Because when I first, I'm like, I'm not sure if I could do this. Oh, you can see I still have sparkle on my hands. Well, it is what it is. But anyone can do this. Like, it's, even if you have to take a little bit longer to do it, you don't need to be concerned. Well, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm going to be all right. You will be. If I can do it with my hands, then 100%. Give it a shot. Give your time. Ask any questions you may have. And I will walk you through anything you like. Like, really, I truly will. Sorry, I'm off the screen here for a little bit. I seem to do that at least a little bit. I am truly sorry for that. So why don't you drop a line? Let me know where you're from. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Love hearing where people are from. I have been watching videos from people that are in Wales. They're from Australia. They're from England, the United States. It's amazing. So I'm just curious. So all you have to do is put the bale on, and you just pinch it with those little pliers that I have there. Didn't realize I was off the screen when I did this. Necklaces, it's up to you how much you want to pay for them. They are all different price points. Yeah, there's my sparkle again. That's okay. So there's all sorts of price points that you can, yeah, I'm wiping off sparkle. And let's check this out. How pretty is that? So next I'm going to have to put it in the box. And this is how it's going to look on my craft table. This is now ready to be sold. So in 17 minutes, I guess, I have made 2 necklaces plus curing time. I don't want to leave the curing time on here. That would be boring. But in 17 minutes, I've got 2 pieces of jewelry ready to go to a market. You could do your spring markets, you can do your summer markets, depending on where you live. This weekend is a long weekend here in Calgary. It's called the May Long Weekend, which is the start of kind of the outdoor season for us. Since being in Canada, we have a lot of winter months, and of course, as tradition falls, it is snowing today. So I'm going to get this necklace on through the bale and into the box. And then it is ready. They're both ready. So the question is, gemstones or glitter? Which one do you like better? And like the glitter and gemstones, both can be any kind of colors. So here's some pictures so you can see just how they look as a final product. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.